Hi, I'm Mike, and welcome to Translating Love. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like maybe you're not reaching God's standard, or maybe that He's disappointed in you for some reason? If you have, or if you are, let me offer you a little perspective shift today. In the Bible, it records for us 2 times this amazing story that I'd like to share with you today. You see, parents were bringing their children to Jesus because they wanted Him to touch them and bless them. But the disciples, they were not happy with this. That wasn't the kind of ministry that they wanted. It wasn't cool. And so what they did is they shooed the parents and the children away. And Jesus corrected this instantly. And He invited the parents and the children to come back to Him. And He told His disciples, "Don't stop the children from coming to me." Instead, He said, "These children are the pride and joy of the kingdom of heaven." In fact, He said, mark this, if you cannot accept the kingdom of heaven with the simplicity of a child, you'll never get in. Growing up, I always wondered what this meant because I had heard this story a number of times, and every time I heard it, I always thought, well, okay, great, then Jesus likes it when little children come to Him, or that we have to love God kind of like a child loves his parent. But Jesus was painting a much bigger picture. And I actually began to see that picture one day when I was at the hospital with my wife for the birth of our first son. My wife had to have a C-section, and I was there for the surgery. And as they were taking my son out, I made the remark that he kind of looked like a turkey because he was all white and prickly. The doctors told me not to make them laugh because they didn't want to drop my son. But then they washed him off and wrapped him in a blanket, and they handed him to me. And he was the most amazing thing that I'd ever seen. He was so beautiful. And even though he had done nothing to earn my love, he had all of it. And as he lay there in my arms, I couldn't help but be proud of him and love him. And I would be willing to die for him. So when Jesus is telling His disciples, unless you accept the kingdom of heaven with the simplicity of a child, you cannot enter into it. That is the picture He's trying to paint here. You see, He's painting a very important picture. It's a picture of how God views us. It's not about what I do and how much I'm doing for God. It's about how God views me, who I am to God. Today, if you feel like you aren't living up to God's standards, if you feel like you're a disappointment to God, here's the perspective shift. You are a dearly loved child of God. You're perfect to Him. There's nothing more that you could do to make Him love you any more. How, you may ask? Well, when you accept Him and the work that He's done already and demonstrated already on your behalf, then something strange happens. You're born anew as a child of heaven. And this means that as a child of heaven, we get to live today in the kingdom of heaven. And we can be finished with the mindset that we aren't doing enough, or the mindset that He's unhappy with us, or the mindset that says, God is disappointed in me. You see, our Papa is proud of us. Because you and I are the joy and pride of heaven. I hope and pray that this will be a great mindset changer for you and that your perspective would have shifted a little bit today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share it with somebody else that you think might need a little perspective change. Lord bless. Bye-bye.